Vandals strike LDS Chapel in Santa Clara. Motorcycle rider seriously injured in a crash. And your local weather forecast coming up with highs, lows, and everything you need to know for the days ahead.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Christy Langenheim. Authorities are investigating a vandalism incident at the Church of Jesus Christ Chapel on Rachel Drive in Santa Clara, where extensive graffiti was found late Thursday or early Friday on both the chapel and nearby homes. Here's Cody Blowers with the story.
Vandals struck an LDS chapel out on Rachel Drive in Ivins either late Thursday night or early Friday morning, where a number of exterior walls were spray painted with obscenities, as well as an entrance door, glass, and a number of trailers that were parked in the rear parking lot of the chapel. The graffiti caused extensive damage, and several individuals were out working Friday afternoon to remove the spray paint and restore the surfaces. The Santa Clara Ivins Police Department is seeking help from the public to help identify the suspects responsible for the graffiti not only at the LDS Chapel, but on several of the nearby homes. Anyone with information is asked to call the Santa Clara Ivins Police Department at the non-emergency dispatch number 435-634-5730.
Thanks, Cody. A motorcyclist was airlifted to the hospital Monday afternoon after crashing in a remote area near Smith's Mesa, north of Virgin. Responders from Hurricane Valley Fire and Rescue, along with Washington County Sheriff deputies, located the rider who sustained serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Due to the difficult terrain, Intermountain Life Flight was called in and transported the rider to St. George Regional Hospital for further care, according to a Fire District Facebook post. Now we'll take a look at your daily weather forecast brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. Starting with St. George, it's a warm 94 degrees under partially cloudy skies. Tonight, temperatures will cool down to a comfortable 62. Get ready for a hot day tomorrow with a high of 96 and a low of 59. Moving over to Mesquite, it's currently 100 degrees and mostly sunny. Tonight's low will be 67, and tomorrow we'll see another high of 100 and a low of 66. Finally, in Cedar City, it's a pleasant 78 degrees right now. Tonight will drop to a cool 50, and for tomorrow, expect a high of 82 and a low of 48. Now we'll head over to Tyler Todd for your weekly injury law review.
Hi, I'm Tyler with We Win Injury Law. When people think of personal injury cases, they often picture broken bones, back injuries, or whiplash. But physical damage isn't the only harm that matters. Emotional and psychological trauma, like anxiety, depression, or even PTSD, can have a lasting impact on someone's life. In fact, these invisible injuries can be just as debilitating as physical ones. If you've been in an accident or a traumatic situation, it's critical to document emotional changes and seek help from mental health professionals. These records could become crucial evidence in your case. Judges and juries may not see emotional trauma on an X-ray, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't fight for the compensation that acknowledges the true extent of your suffering.
Thanks, Tyler. 46-year-old Michelle Ann Brown has been sentenced on 7 felony charges related to a 2020 forgery and identity fraud case that victimized over 50 individuals. Arrested on a 4-year-old warrant in May, Brown appeared in Washington County Court on October 1st, where the judge credited her for 152 days already served and ordered her extradition to Nevada, where she faces similar charges. Prosecutors confirmed an outstanding no-bail warrant in Nevada, and Brown remains in custody awaiting extradition. Scientists are closely monitoring Lake Powell, where changes in oxygen levels could threaten fish habitats and water quality, raising concerns about algae blooms and overall ecosystem health. Here's Stephanie DeGraw with the details.
Lake Powell's waterways are experiencing lower oxygen levels, which affect the fish. Scientists are monitoring to see whether it's going to increase toxic algae blooms as well. Bridget Deemer from the U.S. Geological Survey explains.
But recently we've been observing larger and more frequent low-dissolved oxygen zones developing in the reservoir, and this is of concern for fish populations and also has water quality concerns associated with it.
Deemer collaborates with the National Park Service and the Bureau of Reclamation to study the lake.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to wewininjurylaw.com. I'm Christy Langenheim with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.